Hi, I'm Bob Kramer. Today we're going to show you how easy it is to install the AirGo Soft Start in your AC. Think of me as your personal master electrician and install expert for the AirGo installation. I'm going to walk Nick through the installation step by step. I'll show you the installation from the time you receive your AirGo to the time you turn the AC back on and make sure everything is running properly. If at any point you're not comfortable during the installation, feel free to call me directly, or I can connect you with one of our install techs in your area. Okay, Nick, let's get started. All right, Nick, let's get started. The first thing we want to look at is the data tag on the outside of the AC unit and make sure we order the right AirGo. When we look at the data tag, we are looking for the RLA. In this case, it's 8. Now we're going to look at the sizing chart. Based on the RLA of 8, we are going to select the 0816 AirGo. So we've selected the 0816 AirGo. Grab that off the shelf, and now we're going to open it up and take out the parts. Nick's going to take out all the parts and pieces out of the AirGo box. We've got an instruction sheet, a business card, extra ferrules, the AirGo unit, and a set of wires. All right, now it's time to line the wires in the AirGo unit. Let's remove the outside cover or panel of your AC unit to access the internal components. This is done by backing out the screws that hold the panel in place. This is a good time also to check to make sure we do not have power at the AC unit. Let's use a voltage tester to double check that no electricity is running to the AC unit. Let's take a look at the wiring diagram on the back of the panel and get familiar with how the unit is wired internally. At this point, we want to make sure that there are no other start assist devices in the unit. If there are, remove them prior to installing the AirGo. Let's take a look in the wiring compartment. Locate your contactor, identify how it's wired. We're going to identify the line side, which is the wiring that comes from the house, and the load side of the contactor, which is the wiring that goes to the compressor and fan. Find a good location to mount the bracket. It can be mounted vertically or horizontally. I used number 8 by 1/4 inch self-tapping screws for this installation. Now we're going to locate the capacitor. Looking at the capacitor on both the drawing and the wiring compartment, confirm F is for fan, C for common, and H for Herm. Now it's time to connect the AirGo wires to the AC. On the contactor, identify the compressor run wire. In this case, this is the red wire on the left side of the contactor. Remove the run wire from the contactor. Cut, strip, and add the ferrule that was supplied with the unit. And then terminate it in the run winding screw of the AirGo. Now we're going to attach the brown wires, which is already landed in the AirGo. We're going to attach the other side to the C terminal of the capacitor. The black wire from the AirGo to the load side of the contactor, in this case labeled T1. Some other units have numbers like 21 or 23. The blue wire from the AirGo lands on the H or HERM of the capacitor. The red active wire from the AirGo will terminate onto T2 of the contactor. In this case, I added a ring terminal for this design. We're going to clean up the wires and secure our connections, use zip ties to clean up the wiring, and then we're ready to restore power. And lastly, we're going to remove the jumper from T2 to the common on the capacitor. As a side note, this is a redundant wire because we've added the brown wire from the AirGo to the capacitor. Let's test the system. Turn on the AC and verify that it operates correctly. Listen for any unusual sounds and check if the compressor starts smoothly. For a final check, make sure everything is functioning properly and that there are no loose wires or other issues. Make sure that one of your line sets is getting warm and one is cold. Once all wires are connected and secured, carefully replace the cover panel of your AC unit and ensure that all screws are tightened properly. You are now good to go, my friend.